Why, hello there. Good to have you here. Paul Trani here. Gonna dive into today's Photoshop Masterclass, speed edits in Photoshop, Road to Max, promoting one of my sessions, I'm not gonna lie. But it's good to have you here. General Kenobi's in the house, Michelle, Robert, Chris, Kent, Susan, Cody, Chris, Robert, Susan, Frank. Frank, yeah. I'll try to go fast, but also I'll try to make sense of this crazy world we live in, shall we? So let's do this. This'll be fun. This is part of my Road to Max, and let me share my screen because yes, I am having a session, just so you know. Next level Photoshop skills and productivity. So this is one of them that I'm going to be having. So it's kind of info for this session that I can talk about. Although there's going to be some new things as well. I think I'm adequately caffeinated, but I have this Ember mug that usually keeps my coffee warm, and it does not work for some reason. Yes, Rob, I'm looking to see you at Adobe MAX as well. Oh, wouldn't it be nice to see each other in person? Imagine that. Imagine if we saw people in real life. That'd be crazy. But anyways, shameless self-promo, just kind of pasting in this link to my session. There we go. I don't know, maybe this will work. Let me know if that link works, but you can see the session number right in there. And you got it. There we go. Pasting that in there. All right, let's get this started. Yeah, so I'm just going to take some photos. We're going to do some speed edits. We're going to talk about some things. I'm going to go into these particular files, right? These raw files. So here's a lot of just raw, like DNG, RW2. I'm not sure what type of file format that is, but these are raw files taken from cameras that we can use in Photoshop. So that's kind of where I will start. My iPad is dead. Dang it. Anyways, one thing that was recently announced is raw editing. So Adobe Camera Raw on Photoshop on the iPad. So Adobe Camera Raw in Photoshop on the iPad. We did a sneak of that. Well, I didn't. Ryan Dumlau did. Okay. But you get the idea. Let's grab a bunch of these photos. Guess what? We'll take them. We'll edit them in the desktop. Go ahead and click OK. Or drag it in there. Yeah, that's one. Here they are. So you can have all these DNGs. Oh, this is fascinating. So this is what they look like first off, and if there's ever an easy button in Photoshop, I always look for the auto buttons. So again, the initial and then the auto settings. I did not know these settings actually traveled with the file too, because I already went through this and I clicked all these buttons. Auto. Let's do. Now I feel bad. For any modal dialog, so here's a pro tip. For any modal dialog is in a dialog that covers your whole screen, and if there's a cancel button there, usually if you hold down your option key, it'll change that to reset. So if you've made lots of changes to this, just screwing it up, who knows what you're doing, right? Option key, click reset. Reset all changes, including, yes. So there we go. Did it reset them all? All right. I'm going to turn off auto as well. Now this is what I was working on, by the way. So again, quick edit for this. This is kind of my demo of dehaze, at least. For this image, right, we can kind of tell that there's an owl there. Kind of hard to see. We have right over here, yeah, we can increase texture clarity, dehaze. Dehaze, of course, crank that up. Excuse me. Dehaze, the one below it. Crank that up and, oh, okay, we can see that that is, you know, some sort of bird of prey in the tree, like so. And again, we can play with the exposure and the texture and all that fun stuff. So we can get that where we want it. Over here, we can go ahead and click Open as an Object. So that means it's going to open it as a smart object in a new layer. And that's happening. Let's hit Auto here as well. So this is how the default is. Click Auto. We could obviously see all this detail in the shadows. So if we take a look at the shadows right over here, see how it's cranked up to 70? That's how come we can see what's in the shadows, because we have actually more data in there in this photo than we've expected. So again, crank that up. Oh, there they are. We'll go ahead and open that up as well. So we'll add some fun things to this. Sorry, I don't mean to ignore chat. Yeah, Eric, in DNG files, the development data can be embedded inside the file. No need for sidecar files. New Zealand, Steve, just a quick question. Can I go to New Zealand right now? Is it open for Americans by chance? Just kind of curious. This is kind of cool. This is cool. Ah, that one's okay. So I'm trying to pick the photos that I want to edit with, or edit in general. And we're going to add some fun things to these. I did not take these images. These, I think, are like the demo files that I got from Max a while ago. Maybe last year, so just some DNGs. So yeah, I wish I did. Let's see if there's any others that we want. This one's nice. This one's nice. This one's way cool. Yeah, of course we're going to open up that one. Oh yeah, so I kind of want to stick with kind of somewhat of a supernatural theme. Since we're in spooky month, I thought it'd be fun to add some really interesting things to these various images. So even if you open up a JPEG, by the way, I'll convert this to a smart object. I'll go to Filter. I'll go to Camera Raw Filter. Again, this is now going to be available on the in Photoshop on the iPad. So right over here we have that same module. Click Auto, and we can kind of brighten that up and see more of that content. I'm not 100% sure I actually want to do this, just so you know. Right? I want to keep it kind of mysterious. So I'm going to be playing a lot with that, and luckily I did make it a smart object, so I can kind of toggle that on and off and just see what I think. But we're going to add some supernatural things to this. What I thought I would do is use good old pixel squid. So again, we're going to make some quick edits, quick overall color adjustments with Camera Raw Filter, quick adding of elements right in here. So we have monster, and we can go ahead and grab some of these. It's literally just click and turn off the shadow, and then maybe give me a high resolution version of this Kraken, as you can tell. So that Kraken's okay. Let's make a new layer. Let's add a new object and see what else we have over here for monsters. Does that work? We have some fun ghosts. Yeah, those are easy enough. Really into this creature here. That's super cool. But we're gonna pick like a flying dragon or something. So maybe that's what I do. I'll search for dragon. And then we'll work on some color correction. So again, this one might be cool. Can you add some images from Spain? Hey, I would love to. Spain is amazing. I was just talking about it today. Gosh, what was I talking about? Anyways, I want to go to Spain, please. I'm going to turn off the shadows because this looks kind of like a metallic dragon, but we'll work on that editing in there, and we'll make sure this is a high resolution version, so we'll turn that on as well. Right, and we want it to be big and scary looking in the background behind all of these trees, which is going to be quite an edit to do. But let me make sure I have the right dragon. So I'm going to go through this a little bit more. I got that one. Oh, I love this. Oh, this is going to be fun. Is the super resolution feature included in the new mobile version? I do not know. Nor do I honestly know. Remind me of what super resolution is. Is that just the latest like retina display? I feel like I should know what super resolution is, and I do not. That's just probably a fancy term for high res. Ooh, here's a black dragon. I want something with some claws and some tails, so give me a second. Here's another one. All right, this is supposed to be speed edits as well. So this already is taking too long, but I really like this one, right? Again, a lot of times it's just finding the right image. A lot of your time will be spent finding the right image. All right, I like the angle of this one, kind of swooping down. We're gonna, again, turn on high resolution. I think we'll work with this one just for the sake of time. I might add some additional like claws and stuff because I think it'd be cool. I want to deal with depth. Like it has to be within these trees. So that's going to be the fun part. We're going to make it large. Put it off center. I'm going to be aware of the position. Now let's go ahead and jump in. And select these fun trees. Oh, super resolution is Adobe Raw's image upscaling technology in Lightroom Classic, Adobe Camera Raw. Okay. Thank you, Jan Eric. Totally something I need to know. Oh, you mean, oh, okay. So you're talking about, okay, I'm so sorry. Let's take a look. Filter, neural filters. Oh, there's super zoom. Anyways, okay, cool. Now I know. Let's move on, people. All right, here this gets to be the tricky part. Let's actually do this. Let's try this really fast. I'll just rasterize this layer. Let's use properties panel. Let's do remove background. Let's just see what happens. Okay, absolutely nothing worked there. All right, let's try that again. Take this, and we'll just use our lovely object selection tool to start to select some of these. We'll probably do a combo of object selection and then quick selection. Jumping in here and grabbing this. I don't need to worry too much about a lot of this. Actually, quick selection seems to do the job I need it to. So we'll do that. Maybe we'll select this one too. Right, we're just gonna jump in and then we'll worry about cleaning this up later. I want to know, when is the last time anybody's printed anything? When was the last time you printed something? And what was it? Just speaking of resolution and all that. It's been a while for me. There we go. Boom. It's in there. Now we're going to steal colors from the background image. Ooh, Tuesday you printed something. Awesome. Oh, good job. Oh, Rob, you print weekly? Awesome. I was supposed to print out some like medical paperwork, and that's when I realized it's been ages since I've printed something. Brochures, Angel, good. Illustration posters, Carol, that sounds awesome. Cody only print things for taxes. Sounds about right. Okay, so the problem is obviously the color, right? So let's work on that really fast. We have this magical dragon. I'll do a Command J. I'm just going to go ahead and rasterize this layer because that's what I'm doing. We'll go to our image. So we're going to remember this is file 797. There's a couple different ways to do this, but let's just do a match color. We'll locate our file. We'll locate our layer, which is the background. And you can already see it change. We could even do layer 0. So pretty much the same layer, but it's stealing all those colors and mapping it to, obviously, that dragon. So here we can determine the brightness and the color intensity. So we're stealing all those colors. How much color do we... Ooh, that actually looks kind of cool. Increase in color intensity. So the problem with this is that it's a destructive process, right? So that's one thing we're noticing. We'll click OK. There it is. We had to rasterize that layer and in order to get it this way. What you can do here as well is try out, say, curves or throw a filter on it. Right in here, usually I'll use auto. This is actually what I've just been doing lately. Find the dark colors. Find the midtones. Find the highlights, which are just that dark gray, like that. And what this does, this changes your red, green, and blue curves to match the colors that I have selected, right? There's the per channel contrast, but there's not, well, there's a little bit of shift between these two. Overall, I kind of toggle between these two and see which one's going to look best, right? There's not a whole lot of change. There's going to be a lot of change with this midtone, right? So as we change this midtone, you can see it get darker and get lighter. You get the idea. Okay. The big thing is like these shadows. I'll even cheat this up a little bit, right? Because the shadows are kind of in the foreground, but back where that dragon is, I'm going to pick the shadow of a tree, which is just going to be lighter, right? So again, that's going to be lighter. We could do that. We can click OK and click OK. And we can save that as our defaults as well. That got us part of the way there. Still too much color in here. Yeah, I get it. Hue and saturation. Hurry up, Paul. This is supposed to be a speed edit, and it's taking you forever here. But again, we'll just take down that appearance as well. Another thing that's happening is there's a blur here, so we'll take this. Yeah, we'll throw a blur on it. What I think would look really cool is that still we have some overlap, so we might even take this like the claw, the hand of this dragon might be like maybe in front or something like that. I don't know. I feel like that would be really cool if it looks like it's kind of grabbing a tree, right? I just think that would look nice. But first, let's just kind of put a little bit of a blur on it because, again, we're matching it to all of the trees around it. Nothing is clear, and look at how crisp this is. So obviously, huge problem. Let's blur it out. Rawr. That's a little much, how don't you think? This is, of course, doing a global blur. We could change that. Excuse me. Tilt shift can work a lot of times, right? Which is pretty handy. But again, we're just going to make it subtle because we're just going to match. We're matching these pixels with these pixels. Okay, so we're going to make sure that that kind of matches those. And I think that looks pretty good. We've softened it. We'll click OK, just like that. We still have a little bit of a halo. See this? Like, still a little bit of that edge. I feel like there's a little bit of that edge that I might need to blend in more. So, brush. And we just need to get rid of, basically I need to get rid of these white pixels. There's some white pixels that's haloing from using the quick mask. Again, it's a, quick selection. Since it's called quick selection, it's not called accurate selection. So I would just go in and kind of clean up those pixels. So we don't have any of this like wide edge, and it's slightly bleeding in, but as I erase it, you can see how it's helping this sort of selling the myth. We're selling it like that. Just smoothing it out. Might be a little halo in here too. I'm just painting like so. Selling the myth. All right, needs to be darker as well. What did you? Oh, you guys are so nice. Fridays are better around here. It's a little bright, obviously. We'd use levels, curves. I'm not sure what you guys use. Like, I'll just jump into brightness and contrast, because personally I think there's too much contrast on it. So, clip it. Take the brightness down. Take the contrast down. Let's take the contrast down all the way. That already does a great job. Look what that did, just by taking down that contrast. And I'll show you another trick, because as I play with this brightness, I'm kind of screwing with things a little bit too much. I would even try, real fast, I would sample the darkest color. So let's just sample from, say, this tree, fill it, and notice how that's clipped, right? And from there, we could steal its color.
Earlier this year in a small New York City bar.
Oh, I like that too. Spooky and misty. That is right. So it's a little bit more. Still not spooky enough. I don't know if it's like, is it spooky enough? That's my question. Is it? Right? Is this working? What if I even adjust the opacity? Is it spooky enough? I don't know. I don't know if I'm particularly happy with it. Like, it's okay. Is that okay that I say that? Like, I don't know if I'm happy with it. Try this once more. A lot of times, if I just don't think something's working, I'll go work on something else. If I have a chance, I'll be like, okay, I gotta leave this. There we go. That's better. There we go. That's a little better. Wait for it. There you go. Let's just paint a little. There we go. All right. Are we good? Oh, yes. Viewer suggestion. Of course, Jan Eric. You know I love LUTs. I do love LUTs. So added this light color. So I want to give it a little bit of lightness and just some variance. Since it's one solid color, it's like, yeah, let's add it dark, make it a little bit darker in places and lighter in others. And I think that actually is working. And we could do that also with our Gaussian blur. So we could still make it sharper by painting on this layer. Because that's, maybe I want it to just be like, I want it to just stand out a little bit. Let's take the flow down. And just make it a little bit sharper. We're kind of cheating it a little bit, but that's okay. I just want this dragon to stand out. Better? Worse? You got me. We need some fire or blood. Ugh! Angel! Oh, I love the idea of like fire. This is a perfect scene. And maybe we'll save that for our next composite because it's supposed to be a speed edit. I love the idea of just like having a misty scene, right? So there's lots of atmosphere in the air, and then we have that glow or fire that's illuminating like a scary monster. Okay, so I think this looks good. This is what I will just save. Jan Eric's suggestion, we'll go ahead and throw in a color lookup table and see what happens. Here we go. Here's our LUT. Here's where we can spend some time just trying any one of these. So we even have one called Foggy Night, right? That gets awfully foggy. We lose the head a little bit, but we could still bring that back by painting on that, you know, removing that filter, but just kind of doing something like that. You know, painting on it. I don't know. I'm into it. I kind of like this one. I'm going to go with it. It is called Foggy Night, so it seems appropriate. We will save this. And now we have our Foggy Night Terror. First file done, and I'm already 30 minutes in. So, not really a speed edit, but still turned out pretty cool. And let's go on. Let's close that. Those two lovely people, we're going to leave those alone because that was the speed edit for just changing, you know, a photo globally. This one's fun as well. Like, there's some different things we could do here, which will be really interesting. So first thing I'm noticing is that actually the angle is off. Like, if you look at it, like, this isn't aligned. It's going to bother me that this photo is askew a little bit, but maybe it's not a big deal. You know, when something's slightly askew, your brain wants to center it and make it, you know, give it that right angle. But if we want to create tension, we can have things off a little bit. You know, just have the walls off a little bit. It gives it very unsettling vibe. So that's what we could also go for. So we could put a monster in here. I think we'll throw a person. Maybe we could throw a person in here. We could throw a trick-or-treater in here. And I like the idea of having somebody walking down the street, and then we'll throw maybe we could kind of like throw a monster or something right back here or something. Or what we do is here's another idea. Again, I want to do a speed edit. I love this idea too. We have this puddle. We're getting a little bit of, if this was a mirror reflection, what would be a great idea is we have what is seemingly a normal person right here. Right? Here's our normal person. And then we have in the reflection in the puddle is a monster. Right? So we're revealing the sort of other side of this person, which is a great idea. And maybe this isn't the perfect image. Hey, not to worry. You do this a couple different ways. I'll do Free Stock Search Pro. We'll do, give me a second. In case you guys don't have my email, feel free if you guys have any suggestions or anything. Yeah, let's keep the conversation going. Here's my email in case you ever need to get a hold of me. So, or just give me any feedback. We appreciate any feedback that you guys have at all. So we'll do Puddle. Wow. That one's good. We're going for spooky here. All right, cool. Let's do it. I'm using Pixel Squid a lot. It's going to give me the angles that I need. I need a man walking. Just a seemingly normal person walking down the street. There we go. Something like this. He's looking a little creepy. I don't know, just something about him. Ah, yes. Anyways, this is supposed to be speed edits. Let's hurry it up. Use original buildings as the puddle. You could always replace the sky. Yes. Yes, something like that. I like this guy. This guy's already looks kind of creepy. I like the idea of taking a nice scene and you know, it's like a daytime scene, and then we will make it dark. And I love the idea of replacing the sky. So it's kind of like figuring out how big is this guy going to be, and where is his matching up the reflection is going to be the hardest part, right? Trying to get that reflection in the puddle. But let's still make sure this is the right image. So Command T, let's view everything. Let's get rid of some of these other images. We'll keep that one. Get rid of that one. So yeah, let's take a look. Just a shortcut. And let's shrink these down as well. For all of these, we can go right up here. We go to Window, Arrange, and we can match zoom, location, rotation, all that stuff. Just match all for the current selected images. And then it shrinks everything down so I can see them. But again, it doesn't, since there are different resolutions, it only helps me out so much. So let's do this. Bear with me. Oh, I know that one isn't gonna work. This one might work. This one might work. This one might work. Okay. Hurry up, Paul. Go faster. Am I right? Just go faster. Ooh, this one is good. So we can still use that same guy. Maybe once we get this squared away, we can start swapping out the background. But here's our character. So let's just jump or duplicate him. Let's select him. We should be able to move him around. Why am I not? Why is he not spinnable? Why can I not spin him? Fine. Let's drop in a new one. Right here he is. Different image. Rotate him to the side. Move him over here. Right? We can adjust the angle ever so slightly. and compare him to the surroundings. There we go. Perfect. Here's going to be our scary guy. Let's jump this layer, duplicating it, and take some of that using quick selection, because that's what we need to do if we're doing like a quick speed edit. We can do this as fast as possible. And layer mask, disable layer mask, zoom out. Let's take this, Command T. All right, could I actually just take this? Oh no. Command T, right click, flip vertical. Wait for it, it's updating. Here's our guy, move him down here. Right, that's where he's gonna be. Turn him back on here and turn back on that mask. There we have it. I was hoping to show more tips since this is like, you know, sort of road to max. That's the idea. But this is just taking some time. There we go. Here's our guy. So good. Right? The cool thing about this... Oh, come on. Why is he not... So he is spinnable. Okay, good. Come on. Come on, baby. We could have him look more at us. So let's just rotate him slightly. Wait for it. Bink. There he is. Because we got to see that face. We're going to throw a scary face in there. He might be in Amsterdam. Right? So notice how these are linked objects. So it rotates the one beneath it as well. So it rotates this one. Now let's go find a scary face. Yeah, a giant in this. Is he looking like a giant? Okay, so he actually needs to be even bigger, to be honest with you, because look at this bike. If he was on the same level as this bike, he's too big. Like if he was right here, compared to this bike, he actually has to be a touch smaller. But since and actually what I should do is I could throw some perspective lines in here. Let's do that really fast. That'll help us. Oh yeah, art school. Art school. Let's try to find the horizon line. And all these other lovely angles. I have not done this in a while. Okay, we see those. So I think this one is off because of the railing is just, yeah, not correct. All right, so that's roughly our angles for this. Okay. Paul, he has to be below the sign on the post. Yeah, he would have to be below the sign. So again, if he was right here, if he was on the same plane as the bike, he would have to be like this size, right? Because he has to be able to get on that bike, right? There he is, creepy guy. We'll click and drag him straight over. Zoop. Now, if we have him closer, let's make sure there we go. We would need him to be that same size, the angle of these lines, right? That much larger. So from here, and again, I should have drawn lines down here. You know, and again, I don't know if these lines are perfectly angled. I don't know if the perspective is exactly right. But this is the size difference going from here, you know, to here. So it's going to be that much bigger. So you guys get the idea. All right, let's move on. All this talking. I think he needs to be like this size. Anyway, you got it. Let's give him a scary face. Monsters tend to be bigger. Yes. I might give him a skull. You guys gonna hate me if I give him a skull? Because I'm always doing skulls? Option, click and drag. We'll copy that there. We could do something like this. This is fun also. Interesting. Brightest contrast. All right, speed edits. There we go. Hey, you know what? This is the 1 month I think it's, you know, you guys shouldn't be giving me a hard time about using skulls. The 1 month out of 12 where I can use skulls and you guys shouldn't pick on me. Okay? It's spooky month. That looks weird, but I'm actually just making angling his arms so they fit in his coat. So that looks weird, but that's basically what I'm doing, right? Honestly, what I would do here was I would probably use something like C4D or some. I would use a modeling program if you really want to get it right. So yeah, that's what I have going on here, right? So this is just I'm in C4D. I could jump in. And just kind of select, find those elbows, maybe rotate that in, right? So this is what I would ultimately do, is use C4D or another 3D program to get this just right. That's all. Shoulder bone, shoulder's a little weird. Do something like that. Cool. All right, but that looks pretty good because this is a... This is supposed to be a speed edit. We're going to make this dark and spooky because we love the idea of using lookup tables. Right over here, color lookups. By the way, you can get more than just what's listed in here. Because, yeah, we have fall colors. That might work. Or foggy night. There's actually, what is this? Where's the future? The horror. Oh, futuristic bleak. That's futuristic bleak. And by the way, I think this all needs to be brighter as well. Crank this up. X. crank it up, move it over, do your thing. Make it darker in spots. There we go. I'll probably replace the sky, but that's curves, and then that's our futuristic bleak. Let's try horror blue. Yeah, no. All right, we'll stick with futuristic bleak. By the way, you could download and find a ton of LUTs. So what I have on my desktop, I don't even remember where I got these, to be honest with you. I got 35 free LUTs. Just go ahead and Google 35 free LUTs. And you could take those and load those in, and even make your own, to be honest with you. But right in here, go up to the top, load 3D LUT, go to my desktop. The lame thing here is I do have to, I can't really see it till I open it up. And okay, that's what faded looks like. Cubicle, there's cubicle. You get the idea. All right, everybody, that looks good to me. Man, it has taken me forever, but let's save this as Ton Man onto my desktop. Cool. This one again is really cool. So many cool images, but I have them already in that one file. And we already did this experimentation. This is a great image. Tell me you couldn't have some fun with this one. All right. Yes, so C4D I have a lot of fun with. Of course. I like the idea of having like a big monster, right? We're still going to stay spooky. We're not going to be so literal because we saw the whole dragon, right? And that's what we don't want to do. We want to have like a dragon claw. So we just want to have a claw, like a hand sort of thing, reaching over. And let's just see if we find anything. Okay, this is this what we're getting for claws? I need this thing. A dragon leg. Okay. Throw a dinosaur in there. Our lovely Velociraptor. Hey, buddy. There you are. Turn on high resolution. You get the idea. Let's do monster hand. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm looking for. I want some monster hands like this. This is perfect. This is what we're looking for. This is going to be reaching over something, right? Sort of grabbing on. I'm not even sure this is the right image, but we're going down sort of the right road, if you will. Turn off the shadows, turn on high res. Take a look at the time. I have like 5 minutes. Oh boy. Hurry it up. Sometimes I'll throw levels on it. Super easy to do. Just Command L. It will actually put it as a like the smart object layer. Quick select. Ba-bam, bam, ba-bam, bam, bam. Scrubbing through here. Invert it. Invert that selection. And then just do this, right? but we still want to have that reach over, right? So we're going to have a little bit of that finger, that hand, rotate it, move it, and then I'll typically duplicate the layer, delete layer mask, find this finger, and we just need this finger, maybe this one, and then mask out the rest. There we go. Something like that. Kind of hard to see, but you get the idea. Oh, that's great. Agia? That's, I actually love the idea of right here we have like I hate to say it, but like a scared little kid just hanging out here. Just some scared little child holding a teddy bear. And then we have these big monster arms and eyes and things like that. So that would be really fun. Let's see what else we have in here. Not reaching as much as I'd like. Those two are cool. Next up. This one. All right. Hello, Jurgen. Good to see you here. Hand could be reaching out of the water. Love that. I love all these ideas. Totally into it. So much fun we could have with this one image. Like, because, again, what's great about this image, honestly, is this puddle. That's the cool thing, right? So how do you, you know, capitalize on that? But the idea for this is good. Color for this one's off. We could change that anytime, right? But I love the idea of having like a little girl in the... Is that wrong? These hands are actually a little bit different. Interesting. Okay. There we go. Found the right one. How is everyone doing, huh? We had a full day of Masterclass. Let's take a look. This crazy schedule. Jason's up next. Let's edit. Featuring a Microsoft Surface Laptop Studio. I'm into it. You know, I just want to see, like, you know, am I too set in my ways with Mac? Like, what does Microsoft Surface Laptop Studio have to offer me? What I'd like to know. So tell me, Jason. I like that. Invert it. Jump up. And where the heck is this hand? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Invert again. Fill with foreground color. Yeah, that was a lot of work just to get that done. Okay, cool. So we have the basic components of this. I'll just kind of bounce between Pixel Squid, Freestock, child, scared. All right, I am down to my last minute, so obviously this next bit is going to take some time, but you can see where this is headed. So maybe I'd take this lovely... Man, I'm just like, I swear I'm a happy kid. I'm just using some crazy images right now, but there's your little child. What the heck is that child doing wandering down this street all alone? That's insane. But at least we can see these ones that we've made. These two, and then the first one that I made. So we did 3 within an hour, which again is not bad. It's not the best. I wish I would have gone faster. 1 minute is enough usually. But I'm just glad you guys are hanging out with me. And hopefully having a beautiful day. So thanks so much. We've got Jason up next. And thanks so much for hanging out with me this fine Friday. So we'll see you all soon. You guys are the best. Let's stay in touch. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see ya.